It's been a very valuable experience being part of the ad hoc working group for the EU Health Task Force. I've been lucky enough to be there as a representative of a member state, so representing Norway. It's nice to come with that member state perspective on what the added value can be for member states, for the EU Health Task Force, but also what we can bring to it as a structure when it's established. It's been nice to be there from the beginning to see a kind of diffuse idea become something much more concrete that will ultimately, hopefully, have tangible impacts for public health in Europe. From what we've discussed, it's clear that solidarity and being able to have this mechanism that can support countries within the European region is a valuable aspect of what we're bringing to the table. So we know we have a lot of capacity in the region, and now this is a good mechanism to see how it can be harnessed for use both in crises but also in peacetime. We can see that the task force will have a value in both of these situations, so both in emergencies but also in peacetime. There's lots of examples of how countries can support each other in outbreaks, for example, by bringing resources in and using experiences from across. But I think maybe the niche that the task force will have is around peacetime. So how we can use the task force to work on all of this preparedness work that's being done and making the implementation of what we're working on much more tangible as well. So having a mechanism for seeing how we can speed up the implementation of the work that we're doing in the field of preparedness. There's a lot of work ongoing now linked to the new cross-border threat legislation. And so this EU Health Task Force can be a good mechanism for bringing, again, what's happening in the legislation to something practical on the ground. So how we really get our preparedness plans fit for purpose, how we really make sure our mechanisms for detecting and responding to events are in place, to making sure that we've thought through what can be necessary to have in place before the next crisis. So I think it's drawing what we have in theory to something that's, in practice at this point. The best part of being part of the ad hoc working group has been, again, to see something materialize over the course of the last year, to go from something a bit intangible to something that's much more concrete than it was at the beginning anyways. It's been really valuable having these conversations with lots of different stakeholders representing different parts of the system, so member states from our side, but also working with the different parts of the EU system, working with ECDC. I think we come with really different perspectives, and it's nice to see how that solidifies over the course of the year. I would definitely recommend to other member states to be involved in this work. It's nice to have a voice and to see how that's used in forming something that hopefully will be helpful for other people afterwards.